In these times, it's important to keep your hands washed, use your sanitizers, and stay indoors when necessary. Because in these times, it's your health and safety that is most important. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mrs. Wealth, and I'm here to bring you wealth. I post 3 times every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's why you should turn on your bell button so you'll be notified anytime I post. In today's video, we are going to be talking about what you use your money for immediately. Yes, we keep saying there are lots of things to buy, there are lots of things on sale, and lots of great deals in this time, and then there are lots of things to take advantage of in these times. That's very true. But then, that will really not be important if we should lose our job, burn out 3 years emergency fund, and then have nothing to fall back on. So I'm going to share with you tips that you should focus on in these times, okay? In as much as our health is important, because then if you are healthy is when you can do what you do, okay? There are very key financial steps we should also take into consideration in these times, yeah? But first and foremost has to do with reducing your expenditure, okay? That's reducing your spendings in such times, okay? Let's always remember that less we spend, the more we save, okay, and the more we have to fall back on. So in these times, let's try to reduce our expenditure, reduce how the rate at which we buy things which are unnecessary, okay. Let's track all our expenses we've made in the previous 60 days, that's the last 2 months, that all the expenses we've made. Let's track it. Let's make a budget, okay. If you don't know how to budget, you can Google certain apps that will help you, okay. Create a budget, okay. So let's be able to budget in these times, reduce our expenditure, okay. In tracking our expenditure, let's group it into two groups, okay. That's mandatory expenditure and discretionary expenditure. Mandatory having to do with the small, very minimum amounts you spend on things you can't do without, okay. So mandatory expenditure entail things like your food expenses, okay. It will also entail things like your health insurance, your house rent, that's if you're renting an apartment, your house rent, very basic things you can't do without, okay. So these are basically unnegotiable things, okay. If you take Maslow's hierarchy, the basic needs, okay. Discretionary expenditure has to do with the things that you want but then not necessarily need, okay. These have to do with all the things that you can do without, okay. They are not basic needs. So track all these two on a paper and then cut off all your discretionary expenditure. It could be subscriptions that you don't really need, that you can't do without, okay, because then no one knows the number of days this is going to last, okay. So you have to prepare yourself, yeah. So the second thing I advise after tracking your mandatory and discretionary expenditure is to save the difference, okay. Save the difference in your emergency fund, because then you don't know how long this is going to last, okay. So that you don't have to fall back on your investment, because then remember that if you are falling back on your investment, you are going to be selling it at a lower price than you actually purchased it, okay, and then that'll be to your disadvantage. So save the difference in your emergency fund, and also make sure that your emergency fund is always accessible, okay. It should be liquid and it's kept at a safe place, okay. So you can fall back on your emergency fund when it's necessary, okay. You can put it at somewhere that has very little interest, so that will be building up something for you. Next thing I like to advise is keep on working and maintain a side job, okay. In these times, no one knows how worse is going to become, okay. So keep working on your side job, keep building more money, okay, because then it's very necessary. Companies are shutting down, okay, people are being laid off and all that. So if you have your own business, there's a time to focus greatly on it, okay, so that when worse become worse, you have something to still fall back on, okay. The last and final point I'd like to emphasize on here is to keep paying your high interest rate debt, okay. So once we've done all this, if we have extra cash, we can go ahead and invest. Okay, remember in my recession video I talked about how there's a time to buy more. Okay, so if we've taken care of ourselves, taking care of all we need, sorry, and we are okay, we can go ahead and invest. Okay, so that's it for today's video, and let's always be sure to be grateful. Okay, every day up is a reason to be grateful. Okay, let's be grateful for the very very little things. Okay, because then in these times there are people who are going through worse things, but then if you're able to be alive, let's be grateful. Yeah, I'm Mrs. Wealth, and I'm always here to bring you wealth. Be sure to like my videos, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.
I know, yes I know, yes I know, yes I know.